Again, my name is Dan. Yeah, so I've been here for 3 years. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. I was quite honored to be asked to share a footprint tonight, and I was reflecting on some younger years, just trying to decide what story I might want to share. And actually, just a quick show of hands. Who has been younger than they are today, like at some point in your life? Just quick show of hands. Yeah? Okay. That right there is called audience participation. I've heard that's a good tool to use for public speaking. So, the story I want to share actually is from when I was in 8th grade. I was 13 years old. I had the privilege of being involved in a mission trip that from my local church and some of the area churches in partnership. And the mission trip is not the point of the story. The point of the story is a couple things I experienced while I was on the trip. Just for some context, I grew up in Northwest Wisconsin, small dairy farm, so small town USA, rural America, and everything that goes along with that. Very proud of that. The experience I had in my hometown church really reflects some of the things of that kind of culture. A lot of the people I went to church with, the United Methodist Church in Barron, Wisconsin, very nice, very polite, reserved, respectful, really just a nice place to grow up. And I appreciate a lot of things about that. But there wasn't nobody really rocked the boat in any way. A lot of things, everything was like a pie and ice cream social kind of experience there. So when I went on this trip, that was the background that I had. And the first part of this trip is a 30-plus hour bus ride from northern Wisconsin all the way down to the U.S.-Mexico border. And it's a long trip. Part of the way that we passed our time was playing card games. So right away, this one guy, Roger, got some people together. We started playing probably cribbage. And at some point he asked, "Hey, would you like to learn a different game?" Sure. So he started telling us the rules. And then he kind of gets this mischievous look in his eyes and kind of leans in. He's like, "Do you want to know what this game is called?" And I'll just say that one of the words of the name of this game might be considered colorful language. Not might, definitely is considered colorful language. So here I am as a 13-year-old kid on this trip, used to people just being polite and using a certain set of vocab. And here he is, using certain words that I wasn't used to hearing from adults from my church. And I was taken aback. Probably not the phrase I would have used at that point at 13 years old, but that's the way I describe it now. I was taken aback, caught off guard. I was surprised, not quite to the level of stunned, but it was certainly unexpected, and didn't really know what to think about it. Didn't say anything about it. Didn't call my mom immediately and say, "Hey, this thing happened." Just went on with the week. And the week, as you can imagine, it was one of the most impactful weeks of all of my informative years, right? For many reasons. But working with Roger and learning from Roger over that time, he was a colorful individual. And it's one of the first times that I remember noticing something very specific. And that is something really simple, in that Christians are people, and people come in many different flavors, many different styles. And in that little instance, I learned that it wasn't a specific set of vocab, wasn't a specific personality or likes or dislikes that you had to have or not have in order to, promote values, promote a way of life, show yourself to be a Christian and bring those things out into the world. On that same trip, we had the privilege of being asked to go with some of the families that we were helping to their local worship, probably on a Wednesday night. And I have never clapped or sang as loudly or danced as much in a worship service. And if you know me, I don't sing, I don't dance, but I was doing a lot of those things in that worship service, and it was amazing. The way they showed their passion was very specific to music in the worship service. And it's another way that I realized that it's not a better way or a worse way. There's no comparison. It's dangerous when you play that comparison game. It's a different way that they were showing their passion, that a way I, in rural Wisconsin Methodist church, had never seen before. So it was a great mission trip for many reasons. The thing I want to share was just how much I noticed this simple thing that we can show our Christian selves, ourselves, in many different ways. It's such a simple thing, but I'm still learning the depth to what that means to this day.